Thank you for joining us on our Family First Life Tri-State Serve the People podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time to develop and grow with us. Follow us, please, on all our social media platforms at Family First Life Tri-State or FFL Tri-State. We love you. Keep listening, and I hope this information is serving you across the country. All right, everybody, thank you for jumping on with us for our Family First Life Tri-State Training Day podcast. We are excited. I got my girl, Kedlyn Colon, who's just loaded with energy, but she's got energy today for some strong reasons, and she's growing rapidly through this Telesales virtual sales platform and just growing and scaling what is her agency. So I'm excited to have her on today. They're breaking records, and they're excited to get this thing popping off at a very real clip, day in and day out. She's been doing this now. How long have you been doing telesales, Kelly?
Fully telesales, I've been doing it for basically a month now.
Wow.
Yep.
So first off, welcome to the podcast. Welcome back. You're like you're like a regular guest. Welcome back to the podcast, and we're excited to have you on. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for what we are basically going to discuss in the entire training. Just excited for everything that is happening whatsoever. Like it have that energy already. I'm like more pumped about the fact. So it is what it is.
Nice. Well, you're doing some great things. You know, we've you've been doing telesales, you're saying, for about a month or so. So you've been a student. Yep. How long have you been a student of tele? Kind of watching it and kind of seeing if there's something you wanted to dive into.
Yeah. So I, like 6 months ago, I was like, I knew about it. I knew that it was something possible, but it wasn't really out there, you know? So I was like, yeah, I mean, I was taught to just do it in home. So that's what I was trained on. So that's what I was doing. But then I saw that there was that opportunity for me to do it differently. So I started getting into the idea and so on, but I never made that step to move forward and to actually do it and put the practice and so on until a month and a half ago. I decided that I was going to jump in different platforms that were doing telesales. I got in touch with people that were doing hybrid or full telesales, and I got personal conversations with them. They were teaching me scripts and so on, and how the transition was going to be for me, because I wanted to try it first before presenting this to the team. So a month and a half ago, I was, for 2 weeks, I was like doing this. I was getting into their calls. I was talking to people. I was getting all my sources, boom, boom, boom. Like I was making sure that I had this. And then I started practicing, and I didn't tell anything to anyone. I didn't want that pressure. I wanted to figure it out on my own. Like I wanted to understand what was going on.
No pressure.
No, I was like, if I'm going to learn this, I'm going to learn it correctly, now without rushing myself. Because it was like a new transition,
Mm-hmm.
So point bottom is 2 weeks, I was in like legit. Like I was like really into it, reading, practicing, and so on. And then a month ago, I decided to just drop the car and just have it parked in my house and just do everything from the house or the office. And I mean, it has been the best decision I have ever done in this distance whatsoever. Like,
wow.
So far, the best decision.
That is such a powerful statement. Why do you say that?
Which part?
It's the best decision.
I said a lot.
I know. That is the best decision you ever made in this business.
I feel like it's more about the commitment that you need to have, not only with yourself, but with the structure. And all this distance, I feel like it's more about the mindset and that step that you're willing to take for something different, but something that is going to work for you to grow and hit it there. So for me, it was a no-brainer when I understood what Telesales was what's really going to impact me as a personal producer and the team itself. I was like, wait, this makes total sense, but it's a huge challenge. Like, this is not something that I would say, oh, it's simple. It's something that you have to put work into it. It's not like, oh my God, I'm just going to call people and that's it. It's a matter of having the structure to understand and being more intentional. I will say, like, you have to be way more intentional and commit to yourself and commit to you showing up and putting the work.
Okay. if I'm listening to this and I go,
Yes.
telesales, I think I need to be less intentional, right? Like I think I'm home, I have the ability to work from my home office or work from anywhere. I don't need to be as intentional. Like if I'm the average Joe, I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's pretty cool. I could jump in and jump out. I could do whatever I want. I can be home and I could have freedom, right? And then I hear you saying you need to be way more intentional.
Yes.
Can you break that down, please?
Yeah, of course. I feel like everything starts with the mindset first. Yes, we have the ability to create our own schedule. Yes, we have that freedom when it comes to, hey, I can do it from home. I can literally be wearing my PJs and doing this. But at the same time, if you don't have that commitment towards your work ethic, towards what you're going to do, towards the intention behind every single call that you're doing, and towards your business, then nothing's really going to happen. And just like it's too comfortable to be at home and do it from the office, that being that comfortable in that comfortable zone, it could sabotage your business, if that makes sense. If you lead yourself to the fact that this is easy because I'm doing it from home, it's more comfortable when it comes to that you don't have to drive, meaning
Right.
that you will have more time to get in front of people and in this case, get in touch with people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, what is that commitment? What is the structure? Like, how many calls am I going to do on a daily basis? And how many close am I going to do in a daily basis? Because I have a goal. So for me to achieve that goal at the end of the week, what is that I need to do and what type of commitment I need to have with the phone calls, with the scripts, with the trainings, with you showing up, like, be ready at 7:30 a.m. You have to be ready to go, period.
Right.
Like, that's the way I think about it. And that's why, yes, it's okay. You're not driving, but at the same time, it's like, you're not driving, but that time that you're driving, you're spending it or you're investing it on building whatever you couldn't build just because you were using your two hands to drive and being behind the wheel.
That's awesome. I love that. Because if I become intentional, I can be successful. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So walk us down, kind of your process for leads, your process for, your dialing system, your process for, setting yourself up for success, your process for dialing up. We'll get into the script and how you handle clients from the word yes and from the word hello to, helping them out with the policy all over the phone, because this is starting to sweep the nation a little bit, but this is a transformative way to do business. And in 2022, Kedlyn, this is like people have been doing this for years. I bought my auto insurance, my everything a lot of stuff's done over the phone. You know what I mean? So people buy cars online now. Like, you think that they're not going to buy so yes, but walk us down this path. I'm very excited to listen to this process.
Yeah. So the first thing, obviously, is that you need to make sure that you have all the sources that you need to make this happen. Because this is what I always tell the agents. Like, you don't have to know every single product. You don't have to know every single company that we have. What you do need to be prepared for, it's to expect a lot of rebuttals and to expect the fact that they're going to tell you no, and that you might need to go around whatever they say, because every single client is going to have a different situation. The first thing you want to make sure is that you have either this platform or a phone number that you're going to be dialing these people from. Personally speaking, I like productivity, meaning that I need to be more intentional. And the only way I'm going to be intentional about it is having a platform that I'm just going to import all my leads into that. And they're going to dial for me. And then whoever answers, I'm going to go ahead and start with my script. So you want to make sure that you are putting yourself for success. Like, dialing one by one. Yeah, I mean, there's people that are old school. Like, you can do it that way. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with it. But if you want to lead and you want to make 1,000 dials a day, then you need to have that, because there's no way you're going to type one by one and do 1,000 dials a day if you do that. You don't want that. You don't want that whatsoever. So that will be the first thing. Like, you need to be ready. The second thing that I personally have, I have an email, I have a template that is sent to my clients every single time my clients I get them on the call, because you want to make sure that you're ready and you're not creating all this while you're on the phone with them. Like, they're going to get anxious. You don't want that. You want to be a transaction quick. Everything has to be boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for that to happen, I do have this email, has four basically PDF files. One has my license, because I want to make sure, and this is what I tell them, hey, it's only fair to me, the fact that you already share your information with me. So I'm going to go ahead and share it. I share mine. So that's number one. Number two, it's that you want to make sure that they understand the process from number one to number two, because at the end, when you're doing the application, they're not going to get lost, or you're going to lead them to the fact that at the end, they're going to tell you, you know what, you didn't tell me this at the beginning. I don't want to do it. So I make a visual for them that they understand this is what's going to happen. This is step one, step two, step three. The third paper, or the third PDF file that it has, it's basically the questions that I'm going to be asking and why I'm going to be asking those questions. And the last one is basically the carriers that I work with, because you want to make sure that they recognize at least one carrier. Because if the client do that, then you're building that trust. This is something that you have to understand, and we all have to understand about telesales. It's over the phone. They don't see your face. They don't see your person. They only hear a voice. You want to make sure that that voice that they're listening to, it's someone that they can trust. It's someone that it's guiding them through the process, and it's someone that it's being intentional and direct about the process that is about to happen. With telesales, this is why I say intentionality, it's the priority, because with telesales, you have to be way more intentional about everything that you are doing. One step, one word, everything is going to make a huge change or a huge difference with that client when you're talking to him. So you want to make sure that you're ready to have your platform to dial, and you have that email that you're going to send them so they can recognize you as a professional that is about to help them. I'm all about being ready, even for the unexpected. You want to be ready for even when they give you rebuttals. So I have all that already open on my computer, so I don't need to be looking one by one and see what's the next step. I'm going to freak out. I have the client over here. You don't want that. You want the client to understand and know, even though they're not seeing you, that you have full control of what's going on over the phone. So at least from my side, I feel like those two things are the most important things to have as far as resources. And then the other thing that I always say is that you have to have your underwriting sheet. Like, you had to know who like, where am I going to go to see where my client's going to qualify for. And then the other thing that you want to have is the quoting app. You want to make sure that that's open, that that's something that you definitely have available for you, because you want to make sure that step one, step two, step three, step four are right there on your screen. So you don't get confused. You have a structure, even though you don't have it, write it down. You have it already organized on your computer or your platform, whatever you're using at that point. So for me, that is what I teach. That is what I learned, and that's what I'm acting towards too.
Got it. So walk us through what you're saying when you get the client on the phone.
Yeah. So you want me to do a role play with you?
That's great.
Okay. So ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Hey, Mark, this is Kedlyn. I'm just the manager over here from Polk County. And before I even move forward with the phone call, I do want to make sure that I'm speaking to the right person. Now, Mark, this is in regards to the form that you sent out to protect your mortgage amount of $213,000. Is that correct?
Yes.
Gotcha. Now, Mark, before we even move forward, this program, basically, it's meant to you and only for you for your mortgage amount specifically, meaning that this information is completely personal for you and your family. Now, I see over here on the form that you didn't put any spouse. Can you just make sure that there's someone else in the mortgage with you, or no?
No, it's just me.
It's just yourself. Gotcha.
Well, really, my
and then
wife.
I do have here.
My wife is on. We co-own the house. I'm married, but I'm the only one on the mortgage.
Got it. But I'm guessing that because you guys are married, you guys share the bills and you guys paid everything together, correct?
Yeah.
Most likely? Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page as far as this goes. Perfect. So she's not on the loan, but she makes part of your life, meaning that it's important that we include her on this.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So the other thing that I do want to ask is, since you mentioned that you do have a spouse, what's the name of your spouse?
Her name's Robin.
Robin. Gotcha. Okay,
she's
perfect.
Great.
Gotcha. I do have here that your date of birth, it's 09/17/1970. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Perfect. And then as far as your wife goes, what's her date of birth again?
June 20th, 1973.
Okay. Gotcha. So she's a little bit younger. I got it. Okay, perfect.
That's the way you should do it, you know. That's the way I was taught to do it.
Gotcha. And then as far as the address goes, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Just make sure that everything that I say, it's correct. Okay. If I'm missing a number or a letter, just let me know. I have here that your address is 1898 Cats Crossing Drive, Orlando, Florida, 34748.
Yes.
Perfect. So Mark, real quick, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. I don't want to waste your time nor mine. I have a bunch of clients that I do need to call that send the same request as you did. So what I want to do, Mark, is that I just want to ask you really quick, if your wife there with you, are you currently working? What's your situation as far as now goes?
Well, she's here. I mean, I'm not You mean working like a job or working like right now?
No, if you guys are working right now, like currently.
No.
You guys are together.
No, I'm home.
Okay. Can you do me a favor, Mark? Because like I mentioned, I just don't really want to waste your time or mine. I just need you guys to basically write down the information or the options that you guys will have to protect that mortgage. And I feel like this is something that both of you need to discuss as a couple. So if you can go ahead and call her, I will appreciate that. And then from there, we'll be able to provide you with the options. Then we'll move from there. Make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead and get her, and also get a pen and paper for me so you can write down all the information that I'm going to provide it for you too.
Okay, got it.
Perfect. So now, Mark, what I want you guys to do is that I'm going to go ahead and ask a couple of questions. Now, before I even move forward, I do want to make sure that you have my information, because it's only fair that you already provided with yours. So it's only fair that I share mine, correct? So I'm going to go ahead and send you an email. What will be the best email to send you this information right now?
Mark321@gmail.com.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So just make sure that you got that email, Mark. It's going to have my signature, my personal signature, and you're going to get that email with 4 PDF files. Once you get that email, just go ahead and let me know.
Okay. I received it.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Just go ahead and open the first PDF file that it shows there. I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at right now. Just go ahead and open that.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So are you guys both seeing this right now?
Yeah, let me take a look. You see? Yeah, we're seeing it.
Perfect. So what you guys are looking at, basically, it's the process that we're going to go through. Now, this is not going to take more than 5 minutes, so bear with me real quick. Then quicker you guys answer the questions, and the quicker you guys bear in the phone with me, then the quicker I'm going to let you guys count. So now you guys are basically looking at the process that we're going to go through for the next 5 minutes. You guys are going to see basically that I'm going to ask a couple of questions. We're going to submit a pre-application. What that pre-application is going to do is that basically after we submit it, you guys are going to make sure to have something to think about or to talk about in between, just because you guys, at that point, we're going to know if you guys are qualified or not. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Perfect. And then also we're going to discuss about the programs that you guys are going to qualify. I'm going to explain all the benefits and prices. And then from there, you guys need to be as transparent as you guys can so I can go ahead and go around and work around, basically bringing a solution to your problem. And the problem right now is the mortgage, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, perfect. So open the second PDF for me real quick.
Sure.
Perfect. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So that second PDF basically has my license. Now, my license basically, it's me providing you with all my information. That license is completely proven record. So you're going to be able to see my personal address. You're going to be able to see basically my NIPR number, my license number, how long I have been working with X, Y, and Z companies, which I'm going to show you in a bit. Okay. Are you guys able to see that license? It looks good. The number.
Yes.
Perfect. Now go ahead and open the third PDF file for me, please.
Okay.
Okay, that PDF file, basically what you're looking at, it's the questions that I'm about to ask you. Like I mentioned, I don't want to waste my time nor yours, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page as far as the questions go. And the reason why I'm showing this to you guys so is there's no confusion in between. The health questions are because I need to, basically the company, what they want to do is to make sure that you guys are not going to die tomorrow. Okay, so that's why I need to add the medical information and as far as health and so on. And then this program is also work based on age. So the younger, then the better, and then we're gonna go around that. Okay, makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Go ahead and open the fourth file for me real quick.
Okay, open.
Perfect. Now go ahead and look at all those companies that you guys are seeing right now, and just let me know which one looks familiar to you guys.
John Hancock.
John Hancock does? Perfect. So basically, Mark, what I'm showing you right here is that I work with all these companies, plus I only put a couple in there so you can feel familiar with them. Basically, the ones that you see in the paper are the most famous ones, the 8+ that we work with. And basically, I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm a broker, meaning that I'm going to be able to find something that fits your budget, something that is going to bring the solution to the problem, and something that you both are going to be satisfied for or with. Make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. So now let's move forward to basically the questions that I send you guys on the third PDF file. And then at that point, I start with the inventory sheet.
Got it.
So I go with everything, start by one. I ask everything. Once I ask about it, I already know. I'm already on my computer right here looking into options.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, it's just a matter of me breaking out the numbers. Me personally speaking, while I'm doing that, I'm asking questions. Where they were born, where did they met. They sound like personal questions, but those are information that I'm writing down because I'm going to need it for my application. So I'm already ahead of the game because I'm already assuming that that application is going to go through and it's going to happen. Either they get denied, we need to look for another one, but something is getting done today. So because I already had that mindset, it's just like, it makes the call way easier, and they already understand since day one without they really realizing that that's going to happen. So at that point, I finished the inventory sheet. And then at that point, I told them, hey, what I'm going to do now, because I want to make sure that you guys understand everything, is that I'm going to go ahead and explain the product. So how this is going to work. Number 2, the benefits that you guys are going to have. And number 3, how much it's going to be. And then on number 3, I'm going to give you 3 different options, which you basically going to tell me which one we're going to go with. Make sense?
Yes.
Perfect. So now at that point, I explain the product. And the reason why I do this, guys, and this is really important, you don't want to show the numbers first before letting them know of what they're getting. Because if you show them the numbers first, the only thing they're going to be thinking about in the entire conversation is the number. So you don't want that. You don't want to sabotage the entire process. You want them to fall in love. And once they fall in love, that's when you want to tell them,
Is this
hey,
how you fall in love?
Yeah, you fall in love.
Got it.
They're like, oh my God, I fall in love with this product. It makes total sense. Now let's talk about numbers. And at that point, it's just, I told them, hey, I'm going to show you these three options. One is going to protect the entire mortgage. The other one is going to protect 75% of the mortgage. And the other one is going to protect 50% of the mortgage. Whatever makes more sense for you guys, just let me know. They write it down because they need to see the numbers. I can just tell them and them not writing it. So because I want to make sure that they're writing it down, I'm like, okay, now tell me the three options that I gave you. 150 was X, Y, and Z. 200 was whatever. And then at that point, they're reading that to me because you want to make sure that they are looking at the numbers. You're not there with them. You're not sharing a screen. They're not looking at it. You want to make sure that they have it, write it down. At that point, I asked them, which one of these three makes more sense for you guys? And they usually pick the one that protects 75%. Usually, okay? 7 out of 10, that's the one they pick, which I'm good with it. So at that point, what I do is that, okay, perfect. So for us to know, like I mentioned at the beginning, for us to know that you guys are even going to qualify for this, we need to submit a pre-application. What I'm going to go ahead and do is that I'm going to submit the pre-application for you guys. Once we're done with that, we're going to know if you guys got approved or not. And from there, you guys are going to have something to think about. Make sense? Perfect. And then at that point, I told them, hey, the protection is going to start today. And I just want to make sure that all these benefits and what I just explained, it's going to start today for you guys, because I don't want, Mark, for you to pass away tomorrow or something happening to you tomorrow and you guys not having this protection. Makes sense? Perfect. And then at that point, I submitted the application. I did everything. At that point, what I tell them is, hey, 3 things are going to happen, or 3, you guys are going to tell me one of these 3 when you guys call me back on our next appointment. I usually do a follow-up. Not usually, I always do a follow-up with them. I'm like, in 3 days, I'm going to write it down and I'm going to send you a text message with the time and the day of the appointment. Okay? Because we need to talk again. So at that point, I'm telling them, hey, the protection is going to start today. But guess what? You choose today the 75% one. You guys are going to have 2 days to talk about it in between the both of you. And when I call you back, you guys are going to tell me one of these 3 things. You either want to decrease the coverage that we got today, you either want to keep the same thing, or you want to increase it. Why is that I say that? I didn't mention cancellation. I didn't mention.
I picked up right away.
I'm like, you guys are going to call me for one of these 3 options. I never did a 4th option. I did 3. So you're either going to call me to decrease it, you're either going to call me because it's fine, the one that we got, or because you want to increase it.
Love it.
At that point, they're like, it makes sense. And what you're ensuring is that, guess what? You're dealing with their money. They're going to call you at the time of the appointment. They're going to call you because they want to make sure that the money that they paid already, it's a good investment, and it's something that they wanted it. It's something that they insure. It's something that is making sense for them. So at that point, it's just like, damn, I'm making sure that they call me back and they're not going to be afraid of the phone call. At that point, the way I close it is like, hey, I'm going to send you first, last name, date, time of the appointment, say my contact. So when I call you Wednesday at 2, it's no stranger calling you. It's your insurance broker. Boom. Done. Kill it. Done deal. Bye-bye. They call you because we're dealing about money, something that they already filled out. And it's just, that's it.
Nice. Very nice. Bravo. I think that it's definitely a clinic. Now, what I would like to know with a little more color is, what are you using for leads? You know, what are you doing to load them into your dialing system? And how many people are you typically getting on the phone? How many hours a day are you doing this? And how many people a day are you averaging contact with?
Yeah, so I do a mix in between everything. I'm not the type of person that thinks that final expense, mortgage protection, and I feel like this is the mindset that I have created for myself, because I used to get really frustrated with the fact you don't want, especially new agents, to be like, oh my God, I can't buy mortgage protection leads or age mortgage protection leads because that's more complicated. That's more work towards my plate. It's more to learn. So the mentality that I have behind the leads, it's that, first of all, we need to understand that at the end of the day, what we sell, it's life insurance. Now, the way you phrase things, the way you talk about the clients about it, that's the only thing that is going to change. But in your head, you're selling that client life insurance. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like a lot of people, especially new agents, overwhelm themselves about the fact, oh my God, what type of leads, which ones are better, which ones are worse, which ones are more expensive, which ones are cheaper. So you have to understand, and I know you have heard this so many times, but at the end of the day, a lead is a lead. A lead means that there's a family that put a request in and that it's your job to call them, period. Now, personally speaking, the way I do it is that I still have my mortgages. I still have my mailers. I still have all my mortgages because I block those counties. So it's something that I was never going to let go on, you know? But the way I see it now is just like, wait, I can do this through the phone. There's no problem with that. Okay. So I do mortgage. I do age mortgage, which I can get right there instantly. And I also do internet leads. Me personally, I don't depend my business on one type of lead. I don't depend my business on what type of vendor. Like, I don't do that. You don't want to do that to your business. It's like putting all your eggs in one basket. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that everything, this one is not working or this one comes low. You want to make sure that this one, you have it. So right now I'm spending about $1,200 on leads in between age, mailers, and so on in a weekly basis. Now, the profit that you get from that is that you're going to be able to protect at least 10 families a week. Okay. So from $1,200 to protecting 10 families a week. I mean, it's a done deal at the end of the day because that's your job. That's what you're doing. So if you really think about it, let's say that you want to build a schedule that's 5 days out of the week, you know, that's 2 families a day. Me personally speaking, I work 24/7. Let me say it again. 24/7. Why? I have agents in different states, different time zones. You don't want to tell the agent, hold up, because I'm in Eastern time and you had to wait for me so we can start your training. Or hold up, I'm going to, be out a little bit earlier. And then you have to deal the rest of the 4 hours that you're going to be here by yourself. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure to provide your agents and those people that you're building with enough so they can gather and duplicate. That's the whole point about this, duplication. So again, $1,200 between leads. I do a mix of everything. Don't overcomplicate it. I don't overcomplicate it anymore. I'm like, wait, I need more leads. Okay, I need more leads. Like, it is what it is. With telesales though, I wouldn't say that you had to buy leads a Sunday before Monday dial section or Wednesday night before Thursday section. Like, there's no such thing in telesales. Like, you had to be buying leads 24/7 whenever you need to buy leads. Now, the internet leads, like I was saying in the beginning, I put them and import on the platform. You can either use Firm Burner. Like, there's so many platforms that you can use to do that for you. And while they do that, I'm dialing one by one my mailers, my mortgages. That's the way I do it. I'm more personal with the mortgage protection, and then the internet leads. Whenever they answer, and I will be able to assist. So that's the way I have it right now, because I'm dialing over here and I have my platform over here dialing for me. So you're getting doubles. You know what I mean? Like, you want to I'm legit telling you, you want to be beyond intentional with the time that you're investing. How many hours are you investing on a daily basis? At least 12 hours. At least 12 hours. But in those 12 hours, this is in a day, just one day on telesales. You get to train. They get to hear you. They just start plugging in. You're teaching. You're learning. You're elevating yourself, and you're protecting families.
That's great, man.
Like 7 things. 7 things getting done. 7 things getting done. Or it used to take me 2 weeks for me to do this with one agent. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing everything because they're listening to you. And the best thing about this, and this is how I think about the business now, is the fact that they need to see you. Like, yes, they're in different states. Yes, we have this amazing platform, but they need to feel it. They need to feel that whoever hired them, and the reason why they're here is because that person is working, it's going to work beside them, and it's going to teach them everything that they need to learn so that they can duplicate. So that's the main thing that you want to get out of this. It's not just about your personal production. It's going to come. Like it or not, your personal production is going to go up without even thinking about it, because you are out there and you have to prove yourself. You're in the spot. Like, it's a different thing from you running and them calling you from the house. They're not seeing you do anything. You know, they see that, they know that you're answering, but that's it. But for them to see that you're hustling right there beside them, that's a life-changing thing. Like, it's going to change your entire business, period.
That's crazy. Just, I mean, you know, it's definitely a transformative way to do business. You are, like you said, you're getting 7 things done all at once. There's so tangible for people to be able to kind of go to the next level with this. This is why we wanted to get you on, Kedlyn. You're killing it. I'm excited for you. The future is just, it's right in front of you, and it is very, very tangible of what's happening. And what you're going to be able to do through a platform like this with the telesales, and your ability to be as passionate as you are about helping families, protecting families, and saving agents. So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for all you do. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing grows in the next 30, 60, 90 days.
Blows. It's about to happen.
I love it. Thanks, Kedlyn. Thank you all for listening. This is going to be a good one. This is a great foundational tool for you to start transitioning into telesales, if that's something you've been thinking about, or if you've, been doing telesales, a way to elevate your telesales game. Thanks, Kedlyn. I appreciate you.